I had serious trouble with addictions, and I mean bad. How I'm alive today, I have no idea. I should have died. I've done more drug. Like, I hit like Robert Downey Jr. level, and I'm not proud of that. A little. No, but I'm saying I was I was absolutely self-destructive, no question about it.
With Charlie Sheen 2.0. Is that
Yeah, well, Charlie Sheen probably much farther from what I know, but yeah. But so what it comes down to is, I mean, I was out of control, just actually out of control, and I tried so many things. I tried this, I tried that, I tried therapy, blah, 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 blah. When I finally treated and I learned and I read a million books, when I saw the nervous system, I go, whoa, this makes sense. Because so many times people were telling me, and I go, yeah, you're telling me this, but that's not what it feels like. I could feel, and if somebody's out there listening to this, I think for what we suffer from chaos addiction. And when everyone's telling you it's in your head, I would argue that I knew, and you know, it's not in your head. It's in your body. You can feel that there's something else there that's present, and it's not taken care of by talking alone. It's not taken care of by, taking antidepressants. There's something physically wrong. And I think we all know the truth of this, and it's just not been listened to. When I realized that, and it went with this innate feeling I had, and I started actually treating my nervous system. This is going to sound crazy, but she knows it's true. I changed my most severe addiction in a week.
So how did you treat your nervous system in that regard?
It's going to sound ridiculous, and I know, because I thought it was ridiculous when I read it. But what's crazy is once you understand what your nervous system is doing and the pitfalls and the traps, once you understand how the whole thing works, you suddenly throw in agency of choice into the cycle. So there's a cycle. And for years, I felt like I was on this cycle, and it's a roller coaster, and I have no break. I'm just on the ride. And it's like addiction, rehab, get out of rehab, feel guilty, feel shame, start to do better, start to go back to old habits. And I'm just back on the roller coaster. Once I understood what was actually happening with my body on the ride, it suddenly gave me a little break, because I understood, hey, when I'm in this part of the ride, my nervous system is doing this, and this is a pitfall. I'll just give you an example. If you start to feel resentment, your nervous system is going to subvert your conscious control, and it's just going to take you straight to the substance. And again, I'm just simplifying this. But once I saw all the pitfalls and what the nervous system was actually doing, it inserted a brake, a handbrake, and an agency of choice that I could then take a step back, a little pause, and go, I know where this cycle goes. Do I want to continue going in the same direction at the same speed? And it just gave me the ability to choose.
So it was purely the mental understanding of what was physically taking place.
And that, yes. And that is why this book, what we're trying to do, like, can we completely heal you from reading a book? No, it's much more complicated than that. But if you understand what's happening, whether it's the nervous system issue, whether it's the warrior and destroyer, we're depending on the physical health or the mental health community to explain to us what the system and the cycle and what it all is. But I'm telling you, and again, if you want to say I'm wrong, fine, prove me wrong. They don't know. They don't know. And if they knew, they would have told us. They continue to go down what they've been doing, not a new path. I mean, PTSD, again, I won't go into it, but I can prove PTSD is the incorrect diagnosis for the vast majority of veterans. I can prove that it's wrong within its own diagnosable features. There's things within the diagnosis that prove it's incorrect, and they just subvert it. I'll give you a great example on that. They started to figure out that PTSD was not the best catch-all They started to figure this out. You know how they solved it? You ever heard of complex PTSD? Okay, complex PTSD is the new thing. So they basically were like, yeah, this doesn't really fit. It's really not a catch-all. Well, again, PTSD, by the way, has to be diagnosed per event. One event. PTSD has to be diagnosed on one event.
Like by the technical definition?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's in 30 days.
It can't be diagnosed until post 30 days from a single event. So they went, oh, yeah, that's like, how do you characterize, do you think every veteran's PTSD is from one event? So they basically figured out that PTSD was not really like, it was very simple. So how did they complicate it? Simple. They added a C, and now it's called complex PTSD, which is probably the laziest diagnosis I could think of in my entire life. Well, it doesn't really fit. Let's just call it complex, and we'll call that good. So
It's complicated.
It's complicated. Exactly. No, literally. But you'll go to the doctor and go, well, this happened, this happened, this happened. They'll go, oh, God. Well, you have complex PTSD. What does that mean? It's complex.
Yeah.
That's literally it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. If I was a mental health professional, I would be embarrassed. And I don't mind telling them that. So when you tell somebody they have complex PTSD is, let's just be honest, what it's for. Here's drugs, Mike. Take these the rest of your life. It's unfixable. We can all talk and act like that's not what it is, but that's the truth.
He's on a lifestyle of drug.
Yeah. They're convincing you just like AA does. You are forever an addict, Mike. Forever. If you stop going to meetings, you're done. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. And I know I don't believe it because I'm proof that I don't go to meetings. Okay. And nothing to take away from AA. But if the problem with AA is that if I tell you that you are addicted forever, the problem with you is alcohol. And if you just stay away from alcohol, everything will be okay. And you got to keep going to meetings and talk to your sponsor to stay away from alcohol and everything will be fine. Now, don't get me wrong. That's true. That's technically true. And it does work. And it's worked for a ton of people. And they're right. And they've helped millions, literally. Problem is, that's not curing the disease. That's fixing the symptoms. Alcohol wasn't actually the problem. Alcohol was a shitty coping mechanism. The problem was, why did you drink? And there's reasons for that. If you never fix the why, they are correct. You will forever be an alcoholic. And again, this goes back to the 30s. He wasn't thinking about that at the time, and he developed an amazing curriculum that worked for almost 100 years. But we're at the point now, and it still can work. What we're trying to offer is, okay, great. And I'm not saying you should drink. I don't drink. I don't drink at all anymore. What I'm saying is, I fixed the why.